I don't know what this means. If you listened yesterday, we had a dude, Daryl Ryder from Cleveland, on, who said he believes there's about a 60% chance Myles Garrett gets traded.
Yeah.
And if he does get traded, he thinks it happens to the NFC, right?
Yep.
If you believe in the power of betting markets, and many do, Commanders are at the top of the list.
I'll take it.
This is via DraftKings, via the New
But
York
I'm
Post.
going to wait. I'll get my hopes up.
Yeah. Commanders at plus 350. Then the Eagles right behind them at plus 500. And then staying
Don't need
Cleveland.
them getting him.
So I'm curious. I got asked this last night on All Ears. Does Philly's reported interest mean Washington has to be more aggressive?
I don't know. But my question is, how much money does Philly have to spend?
Here's what Philly has done really well. They are kicking the can on a lot of contracts, but everybody is still playing well. Where you get really screwed is when you backload a lot of deals and then those guys suck. But they owe lots of guys lots of money, but they're all still performing.
What year is Jalen in?
They've generally gotten younger players.
What year is Jalen in?
Philly right now has about $14 million cap space.
That's not enough to get him.
Depends what you move around. Jalen is, from a contract perspective, so Jalen is going to be 27 this season. 42 million guarantees, but his cap number is about $22 million. Nothing out of whack for a quarterback. Next year, that jumps to $22 million guarantee, a $32 million cap number. That jumps to 11%. But generally, the rule of thumb is a quarterback salary could be 10, 13% of your cap.
Yeah, but I'm saying, was Jalen, Brown, what's Devontae?
So the two highest guarantees on their Eagles roster are Jalen and then A.J. Brown. Between the two of them this year, their cap number is about 40 mil, roughly.
All right.
You're not getting rid of either of those this year. Lane Johnson, Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat's a void year. He's going to be a free agent, whether they can get him to stick around. Maybe you can figure something out with a guy like Jordan Mailata, who has a $19 million guarantee. It's wild to look at the Saquon number. Jalen Carter has a less than $3 million cap figure.
Wow. He's on his rookie deal.
I'm sorry, that's his guaranteed money.
What's Saquon?
Saquon's deal is incredibly affordable, dude. Saquon has 11 mil guaranteed this upcoming season, and he's a little over 7 million on the cap. And then the following year, he has 1.5 guaranteed. Even though he got paid by Philly for the market, the value delivered versus, the cost is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
But that's where you hit, man. When you get those guys, like you said, still playing well. And that's what they got to figure out.
You just reminded me of something. Mekhi Becton, who some Commanders fans have said, hey, check him out. He's going to be a free agent. I thought this was so funny. My boy John Clark covers the Eagles up in Philly. He had so I guess the parade for the Eagles is today. And Mekhi Becton said, I'm going to be drunker than I've ever been in my life. That's the right way to approach it, man.
Hell yeah.
Do you think the Eagles are a real threat, or Howie just wants to run the cost up on anybody else?
I don't think Howie's going to get involved if he's not trying to get somebody.
Yeah, man. They have such a track record of...
And the fact that they are that loaded, I can see a lot of people wanting to jump that way. So...
Well, and if you're Garrett, wouldn't you want to go there?
If you want to play with the big boys, you're going to have to play big money. So... if we get into it, we got to get into it for real. Don't go around playing.
Now, one complicating factor in this for Philly is Baun. And I would imagine they want Baun, right?
But suppose somebody come in and offer so much that they're going to blow them out the water. I think trying to keep Baun and doing some other stuff may affect them trying to move into the other market. Because they can talk to Baun right now. They can get involved with him and try to see what's up with him. early. But I know people talk about that, what they say, hometown deal, but nobody think about no hometown deals.
Bro, I am shocked by this.
What?
I almost feel like something's got to be off here.
Off on what?
So I think an easy path for the Eagles would be to franchise Baun. I feel like this can't be right. But according to Over the Cap, the franchise tag for a linebacker is $27 million.
For an outside linebacker?
That's got to be in a third season or something.
Hey, what position, when we go through all these guys, what are their rank? What's the guy in Pittsburgh? Is he a linebacker or DN? Pass rusher.
What?
Is he a linebacker or a DN?
Yeah. I know that you see that debate with tight ends and wide receivers. All right, so the franchise tag figure is determined by the top 5 players at that position.
Yeah.
It can't just be on-ball linebackers then. It doesn't add up. They've got to be including edge rushers in this because there's just.
But does the league include edge rushers?
I don't know. Over the Cap's usually the expert because it's pretty clear that the top 5 salaries of edge rushers, Bosa, Josh Hines Allen, Brian Burns, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, it fluctuates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between $25 and $34 million, which averages out to about 27.
Mm-hmm. Could that be just a misprint then?
It could, because they have DNs on here too, which is about $25 million. Here's what I know: if the franchise tag for an on-ball Mike linebacker is that high, they're not going to use a $27 million franchise tag on Zack Baun.
No,
they're not.
But does he play Mike? I thought he plays outside.
They're probably playing only 2 of them anyway, most of the time. Here, the comps for him are Roquan, Warner, Milano, Queen. Do you agree with that from a player standpoint?
Yeah.
Like the highest paid one of those dudes is Roquan at 20.
Okay.
That's probably what Baun thinks he's getting, where the salary belongs. But if the franchise tag is $27 million, you can't use that thing.
Can't use it, but if that's what it is, then the league.
I tell you what, Roquan wants him to use it. Fred Warner wants him to use it.
So,
that's crazy, dude. I think
that may be a misprint.
For me, B, Peters, Quinn, Harris, Newmark, whoever.
They'll figure it out.
Joe Witt. I think you have to establish what your value is for Garrett, what you're willing to pay. And I don't think you should change what you're willing to pay because Philly's involved.
Now, you can't let another team dictate what you do.
Right.
Because then you'll be played the rest of the how things go then. They're not going to do that, I don't believe.
Say you're working with Leahy, right? You're buying or selling a house. Mm-hmm. And you and John sit down and you come up with your game plan. And it is, all right, the highest I can go is $1 million.
Yep.
And then you get into a bidding war and the other dude is at 1.1. Because
I went to $1 million. I'm not going any higher.
Just because you went to high school with him and hate him, you can't go to 1.2, dude. It's just,
you don't have it.
It's money. It's math.
Yep.
So I know people will say, well, you got to keep him off the Eagles.
Sometimes you can't worry about the other team as much as you have to worry about yours.
Right.